It is Thursday, November 5th, 2020, and you are tuned into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Today on the show, we've got a bunch of sprint car driver news that broke yesterday, plus we recap last night's World of Outlaws late model and KKM Give Back Classic action. But first, this episode is brought to you by Blood Lubricants. Blood carries a high-performance line of synthetic racing oils, and they've got you covered for all sorts of dirt racing applications. Engine oils, gear oils, suspension fluid, cleaning products, you name it, they've got it. Before you roll your car onto the track next time, try out their Bloodline Protection Pre-Race Spray. It's a rinsable spray oil that washes off with water and will make it easier when your race is over to clean off the mud, dirt, and gunk from your race car. It's just one more example of the many products they make to keep racers going. To see the full line of Blood products, check out their store or inquire about their fantastic racer support program. Visit bloodlubricants.com. That's BLUD lubricants.com. If you'd like to receive 25% off most products, use code DIRT at checkout. That's DIRT, all caps, at checkout. So literally moments after I wrapped up yesterday's show, there were a rash of driver and team announcements in the sprint car world. So let's get you guys up to speed on who's going where. First, David Gravel is parting ways with the Jason Johnson Racing Team after this weekend, and then will join Todd Quiring's at Big Game Motorsports for 2021. The team will run the full World of Outlaws schedule. Kerry Madsen departs the Big Game team after a 4-year stint, which included 19 wins together across sprint car racing. The past 2 seasons with JJR Gravel had 19 World of Outlaws wins, including the 2019 Knoxville Nationals. The combination of Philip Dietz and Gravel was formidable, with the pair finishing third in the points last season. If it wasn't for Gravel's brief foray into NASCAR this year, the team would be right in the thick of the title hunt with 2 nights left. Instead, right now, they are 30 points out of the team points, and Gravel will finish 6th in the driver points. At Big Game, Gravel will be paired with crew chief Cody Jacobs. The Big Game team will utilize the same chassis Gravel has been driving at JJR, so I'd expect the transition will be a fairly easy one. I would expect this team to be a factor right out of the gate next season. In the wake of Gravel's departure from JJR, that team announced yesterday that Carson Macedo would replace Gravel in the 41 for the full 2021 World of Outlaws calendar. This will be a bit of a reunion for JJR and Macedo, as the team and driver paired up in 2018 for several races, including 6 World of Outlaws shows. They also grabbed a prelim night win at the 360 Knoxville Nationals. Macedo was in need of a ride following the announcement a few weeks ago that Kyle Larson was shutting down the KLR2 team after the conclusion of the year. Along with the addition of Macedo, JJR announced that Philip Dietz and his wife Brooke will take on an ownership role with the team alongside Bobby Johnson, with Dietz handling the operation of the team and Bobby focusing on her son Jax and the team merchandise. While Macedo hasn't won this season as much as he did in 2019, he's continued to improve and continued to be very, very consistent. His 41 top 10s in 52 starts are 5th best this year, with only Sweet, Schuhart, Gravel, and Haudenschild having more. He's finished in the top 5 more often this season as well, and his average finish has improved by over a full position. With Macedo's continued improvement and Dietz being one of the best crew chiefs in the pit area, don't be surprised to see this team in contention early and often next year. In driver news, later in the day, CJB Motorsports announced that Brent Marks will return to the 5 team for a full season in 2021, and that Paul McMahon will drive a second CJB entry at Charlotte this week for the final 2 World of Outlaws nights. McMahon previously drove full-time for CJB. After starting off a little slow, Marks and CJB closed out 2020 strong, ending with 4 wins in 67 races. Obviously, there's still 2 nights left for that team. They ran a pick-and-choose schedule in 2020, but they have not yet announced where they will run in 2021. Their season this year included all-star races, World of Outlaws races. They raced a bunch around Pennsylvania, so we'll see what that team does next year. Looking at some racing from last night, the World of Outlaws Late Model Series took to the dirt track at Charlotte last night for night 1 of the last call to close out their 2020 season. 55 cars signed into race, and just by pulling his pill, Brandon Shepard locked up the 2020 World of Outlaws Late Model Series championship. Congrats to his team and him for another dominating season. Once there were cars on track, the fireworks started early in the night. Kyle Larson was part of Group A qualifying, and he promptly went out and not only set quick time for the night, but also broke the track record with a lap of 14.305. In an interview later on, he mentioned that during testing in advance of this week, he was actually able to go down into the teens, so he knew they would be fast. For the 50-lap feature, Tim McCreadie and Kyle Strickler started together on the front row, with Strickler grabbing the lead at the start. Behind the leaders, Brandon Overton was on the move early and often from his 8th starting spot. He drove all the way to the front and took the lead from Strickler on lap 18. There were a rash of flat tires near the midpoint of the race, including early leader Kyle Strickler, Brandon Shepard, Chris Madden, and quite a few others. A pre-race decision, though, to go with a harder tire on the right rear for Overton ended up being the right call, as Overton led the rest of the way to take the win over Dennis Earp Jr., Tim McCreadie, Donnie Schatz, and Brandon Shepard. Nice run there for Schatz, getting 4th as he does double duty this week as well as Larson. It was Overton's 6th win of 2020 with the Outlaws, and he tied for the furthest back a winner has come this season, starting 8th. The last time that happened was back at Volusia in February, when Shepard started 8th and won there. It was a tough night for a few guys, including Kyle Larson and Jimmy Owens, who were both out early in the event. Looking towards the season finale tonight, the DIRTRACKR.com analytics prediction formula favors Brandon Shepard. B-Shep did a very nice job last night recovering to finish 5th after having that flat tire. You can watch the action live tonight on Dirt Vision with your Fast Pass. We'll be back tomorrow to recap all of tonight's action. Last night was the final night of the Keith Kunz Motorsports Give Back Classic at Millbridge Speedway. More than 100 600cc micros were pared down to just 20 to start the feature, with the winner earning $5,000 and a shot to race with Keith Kunz at the Chili Bowl. Alex Bright and Christopher Bell brought the field to green from the front row for the 67-lap main event. Through the early going, Bright and Bell traded sliders for the lead nearly lap after lap, but Bell made a rare mistake on a slider attempt a few laps in and ended up spun around. He ended up 17th on the night. Bright continued to lead through halfway, but behind him, Brian Carber had moved into 2nd. A caution with 16 laps to go closed up the field, and the battle for the lead was on between Carber and Bright, with the two then trading sliders. Carber was able to get away from Bright for the top spot, and then Bright was under fire from Dazen Persley and Gavin Boschel out back. At the end, Carber held off the field on a late restart to take the win in the KKM Give Back Classic over Alex Bright, Brendan Bright, Brent Cruz, and Gavin Boschel. Hat shake, big time hat shake to Dylan Welch, who started shotgun on the field and finished 6th. Nice drive up through the field. Following the race, though, Carber chose to take the $10,000 bonus instead of the ride with Keith Kunz at the Chili Bowl. So Carber's total haul on the night was a cool $15,000. Carber owns his own deal. Like he said in his post race, he's the driver, crew chief, everything, crew guys. So that money is certainly going to help his operation going forward. Carber's a driver out of Pennsylvania. But nice win for him. Very, very fun race. A lot of sliders. Go back and check out the highlights. If you go check out the Dirt Tracker YouTube, I retweeted actually Swindell Speed Lab, who had the full race posted on their YouTube channel. So go check that out today if you didn't get a chance to watch live last night. Speaking of things to watch, there are 3 items on the streaming schedule tonight. Dirt Vision has night 2 of the last call for the World of Outlaws late models at Charlotte. Flow Racing has USAC 24/7, and Race and Dirt has night 1 of the Southern Nationals from RPM Speedway for the US MTS Modifieds. This is the final weekend of the season for the US MTS Modifieds. To see the full list with links to watch, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Thursday. You can find Dirt Tracker Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirttracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.